This week on Coffin Fodder, I hope you brought your appetite, because we are talking Antonia Byrd's 1999 cannibal thriller, Ravenous.
I am the devil, and I am here to do the devil's work.
I like to dissect girls.
This is God.
We have such sights to show you.
Look at me, Damien. It's all for you.
When there's no more room in hell, the dead will walk here.
I see dead red.
Even in hell. Oh, yes. Oh, no tears, please.
They're here.
Here's Johnny.
Hello and welcome to Coffin Fodder episode 31. I am your host, Mike Wortney, and I am joined by the man who used cannibalism to survive the Mexican-American War, Mr. Carl Mickelborough. And I'd fucking do it again. And of course, our friend who used cannibalism to survive the Donner Party. Because that's basically our two characters in this movie.
Yeah.
So yeah, seemed fitting to set up you guys that way.
Perfect.
As the rivalry of the film and, you know, who's going to come out on top.
Oh, I'm always on top.
Well, if you come out on top on the bear trap, you know, it doesn't really matter anymore.
Sometimes I cuffle on the bottom as well.
Yes. In any case. So yeah, we're discussing today's movie is Ravenous, the Antonia Byrd movie, starring Guy Pearce, Robert Carlyle, David Arquette, and we got Neil McDonough in there too. Oh, that's the blonde guy.
Yeah.
We got Jeremy Davies from Lost and a bunch of other stuff. He's the
Lost.
He's the little crazy preacher guy in this movie.
I can't. How do I not?
And he was Daniel Faraday on Lost. He was the scientist who figured out time travel and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's him.
Sweet. And David Arquette. So
Yeah, and we got David Arquette, and then the one that requires a bit of a further discussion.
Yeah.
And that would be Jeffrey Jones.
So I don't know anything about this guy. Stacked cast, but you had mentioned this last episode that this guy maybe needs some talk.
Yeah, I don't think because we're gonna be bringing up him and his performance, and particularly how it relates to this. Even I think, but yeah, he's convicted of viewing child porn.
Oh, dude, terrible.
Yeah, so that's why for all of you who saw Beetlejuice 2 and didn't know, that's why he's not in Beetlejuice 2.
Oh, okay.
His character's head has been ripped off in Beetlejuice 2,
Yeah.
so that it can still be him.
Oh,
But
without him.
without having to be Jeffrey Jones, or without having to explain why this guy looks completely different and isn't the same guy in the first movie.
When did this happen?
I don't recall the exact time. It was like within the last 10 years, I think.
Oh, okay.
Is when his whole reputation was kind of trashed.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, he wasn't doing very much after Beetlejuice, I don't think.
Well, he's in quite a lot of 90s movies. I think he's also in Sleepy Hollow even.
He's in a ton of shit.
Yeah, he was in Sleepy Hollow.
Yeah, he's in Sleepy Hollow for sure. I can't remember what else he was in. He might have been Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Yeah, he wasn't. He was the principal.
Yeah, stuff like he was in a ton of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And he's generally thought to be like a pretty well-liked character actor, and I think not his character in real life, but his performance as this character, I think, is quite good.
Oh, for sure.
I always liked when he would show up in movies, because he has a quality where he's not the kind of person you expect to see in a movie.
Yeah.
Like the way he looks.
Just because he's a very
And everything.
grounded-looking person.
No, he just looks like a regular guy. He doesn't have any striking features or anything.
He's not a Hollywood player.
Yeah, he's more of he's a character actor. The guys who they don't really care what you look like.
He's always, I haven't seen him in a ton, but like you said, Mike, he's in fucking tons of stuff. And I agree. I never didn't enjoy when he was on screen. I always thought he was a pretty good actor. And we've talked at length about separating artists from their art. So I guess watching him in this movie it's tough knowing what you've just said, but also, yeah, like his performance was super good.
Yeah, and
He nailed it.
there's actually something that I want to come back to later, because I think there's a moment in this movie that hits differently once you know that this secret about him.
Okay.
Because there's a moment later on in the film where he's kind of confessing his shame for what he's done to survive.
Oh, yeah.
And that scene made me think of
Him confessing.
him confessing the shame for that. So that's how I connected those together. But Ravenous, as we set up with the Mexican-American War and the Donner Party, this is a movie that's basically a combination of it's basically just the Donner Party.
Yeah.
Mainly it's like what could have potentially happened after the Donner Party. What's a darker idea for not just out of desperation, but also out of like greed.
Yeah. I love when people take stories like that and just put their own little dark horror twist on it. This is a great example of that. I couldn't think of other ones off the top of my head, but I always think that's kind of cool. People think, hey, what if this real event had, supernatural tones to it?
Yeah, I like that. I think that's a cool historical fiction horror. It's like a very, like we were talking about last episode, the fucking 200 subgenres.
Yeah.
And horror is just like that. You could say historical fiction horror movie or whatever, like just
the 5 words put together with horror at the end, and that's your genre.
And and then they'll say, what do you mean? And you say like this movie, this movie, this movie, this movie, this movie,
Well,
immediately you could just rattle them off, and then they're like, oh, okay, I see what you're saying. So yeah, I think the story of the Donner Party is pretty well known, but just in case people don't know what the Donner Party is, these were settlers traveling across America during the 1800s who their wagon was stuck and they weren't able to escape the snow. So they lived in a cave and went on to eat each other. And there is even thought to be at least 1 or 2 murders among the victims.
Yeah.
So anyway, Ravenous,
Do what you got to do.
Ravenous takes that very wonderful and, inspiring idea of eating people to survive.
Which we all know and love.
Yes, we all know and love. And kind of turns it into almost a vampire movie.
Yeah, which I thought it's such a subverted theme of the movie, but it also integral. But I just like that it was a vampire movie without being a vampire movie.
And a lot of people described it that way when it came out, that it's a vampire movie without vampires. And
Again, I'm too stupid to think of examples off the top of my head, but there are plenty of movies out there that do that. And I always think, I can't say I've seen one that I didn't enjoy, because it just takes something that's supposed to be a big reveal for your horror and just makes it kind of like,
set dressing.
yeah, it's just set dressing. And they don't have to outright call it a vampire. They use other words in this movie, but it's so everyone knows it's a vampire. It's just really cool. But
It's what you just have to think when you think about it. You're like, oh, these eating people to survive. It's essentially the same thing as vampires. One's drinking blood, one's actually eating the flesh. Same basic idea.
Yeah. To maybe say it a little more eloquently, they take the myth of the legend. They take the legend and turn it into something that's a little more grounded. So that hefty view of like the vampire drinking blood just becomes an idea of people stealing straight to each other by eating each other because they just need the nutrients to survive. Yeah, which is that's vampirism as much as it is anything else.
Yeah. But yeah, that's funny because that takes us to the actual like plot of the movie. Whenever I tell people to watch this movie, they ask like which one, because there's like 3 or 4 different movies named Ravenous.
Oh, okay.
And I like the one that starts with Guy Pearce puking.
Yeah.
Which is, that already sets up that this is going to be very silly.
Absolutely.
Despite the fact that I think there are some genuinely very scary and very intense moments in this movie.
Oh yeah.
But it's very funny. It's like
lighthearted about it, right?
it's a very funny movie. You'll never hear so many cannibal puns in 2 hours.
Yeah, for real. I'm gonna derail you a minute because I'm so good at that. Like, but what's with the banjo music in this fucking?
That is one of my favorite things
from the.
That is one of my favorite things about this movie, actually.
Yeah.
Michael Nyman, who's a film composer, made this music with Damon Albarn from Blur.
Oh, wow. That makes so much fucking sense when you say that, because it totally sounds like Damon Albarn is also the Gorillaz.
Yeah.
It sounds so much like Gorillaz music. Now you put it, I could easily hear their music over these banjo tracks. That makes so much sense.
And it's so there's at least 3 tracks in this movie that are like completely unhinged.
Yeah.
And one is the opening music as. So yeah, we're following what's this guy's name? Guy Pearce's character is Boyd.
Boyd. We only watched the movie. I don't know.
Well, let me get you fucking make sure. John Boyd, yeah. Guy Pearce is John Boyd. So we're following him. He is somebody, as I alluded to with Brady earlier. Essentially, Boyd is a guy who used cowardice to survive the Mexican-American War. He was in a battle where Americans were getting roasted.
Yep.
And he just lays down flat on the ground and eventually is thrown into a body pit where he drinks the blood of the men above him and says he somehow had the strength to get out.
Yeah, because it's showing that he does. He pretty quick in the opening, I think it shows a scene of him trying to escape. It might be a little later on.
It's a little bit later.
It's a little bit later, but he escapes and sort of attributes his burst of strength to that blood leaking into his mouth. Right?
Which is why they're, even before they get to the cave, they're already discussing.
Yeah.
They're already discussing their shared experience, and he's asking him questions like, "Did you feel different?
Do you still feel it? Do you feel
Yeah.
the urge, the desire? Yeah.
And yeah, I think that explains him puking at the beginning of the movie. It's he's staring at the meat on his plate,
And it reminds him of
the guy. Yeah, the
chopped
chopped up
meat.
Yeah, the chopped up chunks of meat where all the blood was running into his mouth.
Yeah.
He says specifically, "My commanding officer's shot off head is leaking down my throat."
That's exactly it. That's the one I remember. Yeah. It's a great fucking scene. It is. It's so fucking cool. Yeah. Solid movie. The delivery on some of the lines, man.
I fucking love this movie to death. This is one of the all-time Mike favorites.
Yeah?
This is one of those movies. I don't know. I imagine you guys have similar movies, but it's like you meet somebody and you want to watch a movie and you have your short list of all of the ones that you want to show people, right? And then like you might start to branch out from those. But every girl I've ever dated has seen Ravenous. Trust me. Most of my friends, I mean, now you guys are also on the list of my best friends who have seen Ravenous in my life. But you drift apart from people.
Yeah.
Like obviously had different best friends when I was younger, and just drifts apart and whatever it is, what it is. But all those motherfuckers have seen it too. That's the point.
Yeah, everybody's seen it. Yeah, I don't know if you go-tos. I'm glad you picked this. Me too. Like, I'm not disappointed though.
I'm glad you guys enjoyed it as much as I do, because man, this one of those movies that I've seen it at least 30 times. I mean, at least 30 times in my life.
Well, it's like you said, it's comedic, and it is. It's such a lighthearted take on vampires and cannibalism. Like, and you think that's a tricky balance to achieve, and they do it.
Yeah, that's part of what makes the tone of this movie so unsettling. Is it goes back, it weaves so far left, and then it weaves right back. Particularly after the ambush later.
Yes.
There's like the hillbilly chase music.
Yeah, that's one of the other boundaries.
And then right after it cuts to them finding his body with the fucking guts ripped out.
Yes, right.
And the music changes immediately.
Right away.
So you get these really remarkable, strange tone shifts.
It's because there's a chase scene for that particular moment with the fun banjo music.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, so a chase scene with the stakes as they are set to that was perfect.
It's again, it's just the totally unhinged tone of this movie, because that's like a Benny Hill sketch.
Or something.
Middle of your horror movie, essentially. It's about as high as the stakes could be at that moment, because it's it's a pivotal point of the movie, and that's the background track. I was laughing.
It's hilarious. Probably the next bouncing point is we got to introduce these characters.
Yes, yeah.
So we have the other people living at the base with him, because now that he's disgraced from the way he survived, and even though they had to give him a hero medal.
Yeah, but
because he captured the enemy commando.
Right, but it's like being alive means that you didn't fight till your death.
Yeah, he's disgraced.
Yeah,
disgraced. So, and they can't execute him. They said, because he's basically a war hero.
Yeah.
So instead they send him off to this backwoods piece of shit base with like 6 guys at it.
Regina, Saskatchewan.
Yeah. It's the asshole of nowhere. And that's basically his punishment, is exile, being sent to this pointless nothing job out in the middle of nowhere.
Where all the other rejects are hanging out.
Yeah, all the other freaks and rejects. Yeah.
One of the officers in the beginning, when they're sending Boyd to Fort
Senna something, I can't remember the name.
Fort Spencer.
That's the one. Yeah, the commanding officer says it's in California.
Well, that's actually an interesting thing about this movie too. This is the first time I realized that California had ever had winter, is when I watched this movie. I didn't know. Like, I never seen a movie set in California have snow.
It was weird to me too, and then I thought back that it's it's over 100 years ago, blah 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 blah. But I also don't know California that well, so it bridges the Rockies, so it could be in so many different places.
Yeah, this would put us in the middle of the 1800s.
Yeah,
It's because we like setting up these characters because we have to kind of know who all these people are, and of course they do the classic screenwriters trick of having one character explain to a new character all their personalities briefly.
it's tired, but it works.
Yeah. It gives you right away. It gives you a very quick snapshot of who these people are.
It's efficient.
Particularly Neil McDonough screaming in the river. That gives a pretty good indication of what kind of character this is. Total fucking psycho who joined the army just so he could do whatever he wanted.
Exactly. Yeah.
So we've got him. We get Toffler, who's the priest. Played by played by Jeremy Davies. One thing I love about Jeremy Davies is he always makes choices. He makes these really weird choices.
And it's always neurotic, which is great. He's always this weird dude.
Oh yeah. He was in the Black Phone also as like a freak. What are you
Black Phone?
He's the abusive dad.
Oh, that's right. Shit. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he's the abusive dad in that movie.
It's a good movie.
Yeah. So yeah, he's in tons of great movies, and I love him. I particularly really loved him on Lost.
I did.
I really like that character.
Me too. Big fan. That's the only reason I really knew him.
So yeah, we've got him, and then Jeffrey Jones is I think he's first in command.
Yeah.
Jeffrey Jones character.
He's the captain, I believe.
Yeah, I think he's first in command. Knox is second in command. The old drunk guy who's just drunk or hungover 24/7 all the time. Yeah. Is second in command, and then they explain that he is now third in command, I believe.
Yeah. Boyd's third.
Boyd's second.
I mean, they get mad at him because someone else should be third. I think Reich says he should be third.
Oh yeah, so you can. It's basically like the classic anime subplot. You were selected for the thing that I thought I was that I deserve, so now I hate you, and I'm going to do everything I can to make you look stupid. And and then we have the two indigenous people who they say sort of just came with the place.
Yeah.
The guy and the gal, I can't think.
See, that's actually something this movie is really doing. They're George and Martha.
Oh, really?
George and Martha.
Yeah, you're right.
As they're the Washingtons.
Yep. I never caught that.
Yeah. There's a lot this movie is saying.
Fun.
In terms of like America's history and the selfishness of America and these American ethos, and they keep quoting the founders of the country.
Interesting.
They mentioned Ben Franklin like 8 times in this movie. Like they keep quoting him.
I didn't watch any of that.
Yeah, he's like later on when they're cannibalizing together, he's eating the soup and he says, "Waste not, want not."
Yep.
Ben Franklin.
Yeah, that's right. He does. Yeah.
So yeah, this movie is saying a lot of different things about colonialism, and
It's so brutal that I didn't even catch it.
you can. It's not something. Again, it's one of those movies you can watch on 2 levels.
Yeah.
You could watch it as a movie,
For sure.
and it just works as a movie.
Yeah, it does.
But once you realize what it's actually doing, especially with the fact the cannibalism, and that the indigenous people are never tempted to even give into it.
Yeah.
Whereas it's the white man and his greed.
I did.
Always eating more, and she even lays that out to him later, because she survives to the end of the movie. Yeah, Martha says to him later, he's like, to overcome the curse, you have to give.
Yeah.
White man always take.
Exactly.
He never gives.
So you'll never break the curse.
Yeah, so it's
man.
Also, a lot of the mythology they George and Martha talk about is actual like
real indigenous. Yeah, it was real indigenous lore. So yeah, this is people who have watched Supernatural or some other shows where they touch on the Wendigo myth.
It's pretty heavily featured through.
It's a pretty well-known one. I think even X-Files might have had a Wendigo kind of episode.
Yeah.
also PlayStation game From Dawn uses that. As their villain or their crutch.
Pretty well-known folk character is the Wendigo, the man who eats the other man and turns into a monster. Can only be satisfied by eating human flesh now. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the man who eats the other man, he's cursed by the creator or whatever.
Well, that's where they take it down on this road too. In other places, it's been a creature more so.
He looks like a wolf more than like human.
Yeah. And with antlers, I think most of the time. A lot of the time, we're showing with antlers.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Anyway, that's basically what this movie. That's one of the many things this movie's doing. It's just, I'll touch on it later as things come up here and there maybe. But yeah, it's a movie that the more with the if you keep watching it with like the time period, and the colonialism and the massacring of the indigenous people during that time period, just all the horrible things that they mention it later too. They mention also Manifest Destiny later.
See, man, I love when movies have layers like that. I liked this movie just watching it, but we're only, not even part way into discussing this film, and I already want to watch it again.
Yeah, like
Because I already feel like I missed so much of the subtext.
the mentioning of mentioning specifically Manifest Destiny, which means if you're strong enough to go kill these people, they deserve to be conquered, and you deserve to have what they have. That's essentially what it's a justification for genocide and fascism and many horrible things.
Say wonderful things.
But that's very reflected in the movie.
Even just you saying that and I'm playing the movie back in my head, I can see those things and I know I missed them, but I'm kind of replaying some scenes and it's like, yeah, that's totally there. That's awesome. That's cool. There's more intelligent thought behind this than I thought.
Yeah,
Sure, because it just seems like a sweet vampire people eating movie.
and for me also.
Yeah.
There's also another thing the movie's doing that I think is really fascinating is a lot of people see it as a gay allegory.
I think you can do that. I mean, any vampire movie, even this, which isn't, has such high levels of seduction involved in it.
Yeah.
That, I mean, I don't know, does it have to be gay? Just because I'm doing two dudes?
See, and the reason I think it's deliberate also is because essentially Calhoun is basically living as an out gay man, and Guy Pearce's character Boyd is in the closet because Boyd is feeling shame, all this inner shame about it, and that ties into a line that Robert Carlyle says to him later: "Morality, the last bastion of a coward."
Yeah, I see where you're going with it, and I don't disagree, but I guess just to narrow it down to just an allegory for being gay or the gayness sort of like subverts what they're doing a little bit, because it's so much more than that. It doesn't have
I don't think it's I think it's just that, and it's also all the other stuff.
It's like just in generally the idea of one of them being out in the open about who they are and the other one trying to hide,
like as a very much a metaphor.
Yeah.
Between a closeted gay man and an out gay man.
Yeah, but I think it's a metaphor for so many. It could be a metaphor
because he's genuinely jealous of him later when he's trying to resist his own cannibalism.
For sure.
He's jealous of watching him eat. It makes him want some.
Yeah, and again, I don't disagree. I just don't see it as a gay thing, I guess. Not that you're wrong.
No, and the latter. I think you're wrong. No, I wrote an article about this back in the day.
Okay.
And that was the thesis of my article. Essentially, was that even going down to the more base, crass element, eating meat.
Yeah,
eating meat sounds like it's almost a euphemism just saying that.
Sure.
The fact that the secret is them.
I guess what I'm saying is like it's such a flexible portrayal of characters that you can apply it to anything. So even I could take your being meat thing and I could spin that real quick into one of them is a very out and proud meat eater, and the other one is a closeted meat eater who's in a group of vegetarians and doesn't want to admit it. Right? You could do that. You could do it to anything. So it's just the flexibility of the portrayal that they're doing, which I appreciate, and I think is exactly why you're taking it.
And I think any movie, even if some of the stuff that I'm talking about isn't necessarily totally intentional, the fact any movie that you think about that much,
I agree.
You're gonna start digging through all the little things in your brain.
Yeah.
Every time you watch a movie that you like, you're watching it and noticing new things.
When it's done clever like that, that's why it can hit so many different. It could be so many different things. Because it's well thought out. It's a good portrayal of two characters, on differing sides of the same subject.
Right. So I guess basic plots. To go back to the beginning of the movie, we're like 10 minutes into Calhoun. We need to set up Calhoun because we set up the characters who are there.
Yeah.
Calhoun is basically a character who survived the Donner Party. Like that's obviously what inspired the idea. The people being forced to eat each other, but he spins it as one of them became different and started killing the others.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he couldn't be satisfied.
He got a taste for the meat.
Yeah, and he just couldn't be. Yeah, I think that's the exact term he uses. Or satiated. Perhaps
There's not enough meat to satiate me.
yeah, he says something about like the person who he says did it.
Yeah, I think it's Ives.
Yeah, it's Ives. Yeah.
Ives is the character who he really is.
Yeah.
When Calhoun's explaining to
Yeah, Hart.
yeah, when he's
They all they all go by their military names. Yeah. Everybody's last names except for George and Martha. They're not in the military, so.
when he's explaining to Colonel Hart, I'm a man of God, just like
Toffler?
Toffler.
Yeah.
Like Toffler is, and he's like, oh yeah, no, I'm as Toffler is singing or writing as some hymns, he's like interjecting as like, oh, use this word, which is he just makes up random words.
No, that's a real word.
Fervent.
Yeah, fervent's a real word.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Absolutely.
It's just the way Toffler sings it after doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Okay, I was like, he's a rhyming thing.
He's just because he's like, you're faithful, fervent, faithful, fervent. It's to rhyme with faithful servant.
Yeah.
So the next line, it doesn't make any sense the way he uses it. So that kind of makes it seem like it's nonsense for a second.
Yeah. I thought that scene was actually pretty entertaining. Also, you get to see a little bit more of Toffler being Toffler.
Again, it's just Jeremy Davies being a weird little guy, which is something he's just very good at. He's very, very good at. He always makes a choice.
He does skittish well.
Yeah, he makes these weird choices, and I'm here for it. That's everybody. So yeah, Calhoun spins his story of survival to them after they revive him. He kind of collapses outside, or pretends to collapse.
Yeah, we don't. Yeah, it's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. He gets his way in there.
Yeah, he gets his way in there, gets them.
Boyd sees him walking past or looking in the window, and they all rush out with their weapons to see who's out there. He's on the ground, collapsed, frozen. So they bail him to try to warm him up.
Yeah. Jag him off.
Yeah, that was that's exactly what I was thinking.
All right, yeah. So he basically spins his little tale of survival, and in his version of it, the Ives. Yeah. But it turns out later this is who we're already talking to. He basically said he's Calhoun, one of the people that he killed.
Yeah.
Because he is indeed the man.
Yeah. He presents it as if I believe there's two people alive still, right? His story.
There's three. There's Ives, there's the woman, and then Calhoun's. And Calhoun's got to try to find someone to help.
Yeah, that's his story, yeah, and that's sort of how they bond at first, even before the truth comes out, is they bond because they're both cowards. Mm-hmm. And in Ives' story, at least, he's the coward, just like him. Yeah, because he feared that he was next to be killed, and so he left her with him. Which is also an act of coward fetish. Yeah. That's why Boyd is bonding with him early on and speaking very frankly with him, and he's a little more guarded with the other characters, but he speaks very honestly and plainly with him.
Well, Boyd.
I think Boyd sees Calhoun because Calhoun dealt with cannibalism, and Boyd had the blood from his.
Yeah, that's the other thing they're bonding over, but they're also bonding over the fact that, or at least Boyd is bonding with him because he thinks he's a coward also.
Yeah, it's twofold. Yeah, they both have the cannibal thing in their backstory and are also cowards.
Yeah,
for sure.
And that's how they bond. So yeah, they go. Essentially, the impetus for this movie to start now is they say that since this is their jurisdiction, it's a military outpost.
Yeah.
They are representing the American government essentially in this area.
Yes.
They are a bastion of the American government.
Absolutely.
And it's their job to keep order essentially.
So spread democracy.
Yeah. Well, and that's interesting too, because obviously George and Martha weren't born George and Martha.
No,
would have their traditional names. But the fact that they don't even care enough to give them their real names.
That's when you were saying that. That's why it made me think right away. Like, yeah, okay, they really are saying something else.
And they give them stereotypical white person names.
And even further, like to give them George and Martha specifically, they just gave an American name.
Yeah, it almost feels like they're being derogatory. Yes. That's it. Yeah. So the idea is that they have to, because this is their jurisdiction, they have to go to the cave and arrest this man who's for murder.
Yeah,
And hopefully, and try and save this woman.
Yeah.
who is supposed to still be out there. So that is their mission. And Calhoun,
They even say, I think they even say at one point, like, that's their duty. Like, they have.
yeah, he's like, that's our job. He's like, this is literally why we're out here, is to keep like law and order and arrest people if they do bad things or whatever, right? That's the whole reason this war exists.
Yeah.
So yeah, they can't just dick around at the fort anymore, because that's a common theme of the movie, them dicking around at the fort.
Yeah, now they have the job to do.
Getting what's his name, David Arquette's character Cleves, getting absurdly out of his mind on weed.
Oh, sorry. He self-medicates law as Knox, or not Knox, as Hart says.
Him and George basically waste all their time. Yeah, hi.
Get into the wacky tobacco.
And we have Knox, who is who's drunk 24/7. Yeah. So every character is kind of getting through
It's clear that this drudgery. Yeah, it's pretty clear this is an outpost where people that didn't matter got stuck.
Yeah, everybody got, all the freaks and weirdos got sent to this place. Yeah,
And where nobody wants to deal with them. Nobody's around, nobody's there. They've got very little to do with themselves.
yeah, particularly in which.
Yeah.
Hart says a really funny thing to Boyd when he offers him a drink of Knox's bourbon, and he goes, "Oh, Knox has a really good stash of bourbon. Would you like a glass?" And our Boyd goes, "Oh, is he gonna miss it?" He goes, "Probably not."
Yeah, he's like he passed out about 5 minutes ago, so I don't think he'll know tomorrow how much he had. All these characters are sort of getting to that drudgery, because we get back to the base later in the movie, obviously after the trip, and it's sort of folding those two elements together. The drudgery of the fort with like the cannibal side plot now.
Yeah. Now there's something happening, and it's not just something, it's a big fucking something.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the sleek little fort.
Yeah, and the fact that some characters think it's going on and other characters don't.
Right.
Think that he's just full of it.
Yeah.
That's kind of that becomes a problem for him for the majority of the movie, is that they think because he's he's a disgraced coward, that he's a lying piece of shit.
Yeah, but he's the one that comes back again. Yeah, and has this tall tale of monsters and ambushes and all kinds of crazy shit.
So, I mean, that's probably the next natural point to go to, except with the exception of Jeremy Davies' Toffler falling down the cliff, and then he's injured. That Ives Calhoun Ives is that's the first time he's indulging in his cannibalism.
He's licking.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite lines from Louis, because that delivery. Yeah. He was licking me.
Yeah. Sucking the blood through his bandage and shit. Yeah, or whatever you
Yeah, dude, that's the thing we have to mention before we get to the out of history.
At that for a second. That was off. That was fucking deadly.
Yeah, and then he gets them to trust him again by saying that he's like, it's the trauma.
Yeah.
I woke up and my lips were on his wound. I don't know how it feels. Yeah, he's like, I don't know, like almost like he's reliving, like a dream, and was reliving the trauma and like doing it like sleepwalking. Right.
He either victimizes him or portrayed himself as a victim. Right?
They're setting it up like that, so as if it could just be a result of his trauma.
Yeah.
But he says, restrain me. Right. I'm not to be trusted. And so they restrain him, and they're like, okay, we've got him restrained. What's the worst that could happen?
Exactly.
Well, I'll tell you. Turns out Calhoun is not Calhoun at all. Calhoun is one of the people that Ives killed, and this is Ives. Yeah. And I think as we watch the rest of the movie, you can see that General Ives in particular could not be satisfied.
Yep. He keeps going.
Yeah, he's never going to stop. That was all he's eating for the rest of his life.
Just meat.
Yeah.
Cold, hard meat.
Yeah. I mean, the students say warm.
Good numbers. They don't want warm meat. It's got to be cold meat. There's a difference.
Certain je ne sais quoi.
Yeah, certain je ne sais quoi about cold meat.
But speaking of things with the je ne sais quoi, Ravenous, 52% on Rotten Tomatoes.
For reals?
Get killed is what I get stabbed in a back alley is what I think when I see that. I can't believe 52%. That's whack.
I could see some people not falling in line with the
Just balancing off the tone, I guess.
tone. It's the contrasted tones throughout the movie. So I could see where maybe that would be a divisive for some.
That makes sense. Or maybe people weren't used to horror movies being so silly during this time period.
I think so.
More of a, like, we still had Scream was still kind of silly, but it wasn't this silly.
It wasn't this like this. The
It's not- yeah.
music, some of the scenes,
The chase. It's
the puns, the nonstop meat-eating puns.
Yes.
Yeah.
it's very deliberate.
Yeah.
Also, I do the tire heroes that it's set in probably was a factor in people not liking it because people in the 90s is like more futuristic or modern, like current in the present.
A historical movie has its fair share of maybe small hurdles it has to get over to get you on board with it, because you have to be interested enough, like you watching Dances with Wolves or whatever, right?
Right.
You have to be interested enough
In the
in this history in general, like what was going on during this time, or else it's not even gonna grab you, because you need to come with this character before he goes and lives with the indigenous people, which I guess thematically that's sort of,
it doesn't veer across in there. Yeah. Yeah. There.
which is weird because I just plucked that
Yeah.
with wolves out of thin air.
Yeah. Well, it definitely it works with this. Yeah. If you don't care about the setting or are not familiar with it or whatever reason, so much of the setting matters in how this movie.
I would hasten to argue that a lot of criticisms were, it's boring.
Yeah, that was what I was gonna say too. It's almost slow moving.
Yeah.
In a way, I never felt like it was being drawn out, but it is slow moving. It's not a flashy movie.
Well, yeah, we don't get to. I mean, there's the tale of the murders, but we don't get to any legitimate murders
No, and for
until about 45 minutes in when they get to the ambush.
right, there's no flashy cannibal show off.
There's just that little brief him with the blood from the wound on his lip, and that was the only thing you get for the first 45 minutes, really.
It's true. How long is the runtime on this?
An hour 42.
Yeah, see, it didn't feel like it.
I thought it was too short.
Yeah, I kind of did too. I honestly would have been happier had it been maybe slightly longer.
You could have
Because I liked it.
Yeah, I could have spent more time with Ives and Boyd at the end.
Yeah, just because I liked it.
Because that's the best part of the movie for me, is the dynamic, not between them in the first half. That's the last half. It's the second half, where they're adversaries. That's what I think.
If they had delved a little more into super cannibal versus super cannibal, that would have been kind of cool, right?
Yeah.
It's such a cool idea for a movie, and the fact that it's this indigenous curse and the white man's gone, it almost feels like punishment. Mm-hmm. Like they're punishing the colonialist in a way or something. I don't know.
That's there.
It feels like there's so many layers to this movie, but it's such a silly movie that you could easily not even notice them.
I didn't, at all. These were my first.
But yeah, this is where basically all of our characters die, with the exception of Ives and Boyd.
Ives and Boyd.
Ives and Boyd, and later revealed. Yeah, and later revealed to be a third character who also survived this massacre. Calhoun / Ives does indeed, he has led them to the cave, but he concealed a weapon and begins attacking them. He kills stabs Hart, the Jeffrey Jones character.
Yeah, runs through.
He takes his gun and shoots
George.
George with the bow and arrow.
Yeah.
And
Takes out Toffler as well, right?
then he's out of bullets. That's what it is.
Right.
There's only one bullet in the chamber.
Yeah.
So that precipitates the silly chase sequence.
It's sealing.
Where he delivers the line.
Yeah. Yep. I was gonna say, like, this is that's Robert Carlyle at his best. Yeah, that's what he.
He's so demented.
Yeah.
He's so demented in this movie. Like he could have easily just killed him right there. But he'd rather chase him through the woods.
And you talk about actors making choices. The way he delivers that line, that's a Carlyle choice, right? Who takes that and goes the way he presents it with the little flair.
Yeah. With the little hand gesture.
The hand gestures.
Yeah. It's very particular. Later on, I think he delivers a lot of great lines towards the end of the movie as well. Like I said, the morality, the last bastion of a coward.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's some good shit at the end.
He delivers, he drops a lot of great. I mean, this is Robert Carlyle's movie through and through, right? Like Guy Pearce is great in this too.
Yeah,
but this is Carlyle.
It's Carlyle.
Yeah.
Pierce is good. This would not be his best work.
No.
He's not just there
because he's more the dour, whereas Carlyle's character has all this flourish and all this.
He's got all the sweet line.
Just the weird energy. If you're curious what energy I'm talking about, think Hans Landa in Inglourious Bastard.
Yeah, absolutely.
This just weirdly demented, but also kind of funny villain
Yeah, just out there.
who's just very strange, and you don't really know what you're gonna get from him ever. He's just a really weird guy. Yeah. But yeah, so that leaves those two characters surviving, and yes, secretly we find out Hart also has survived.
Yeah.
Finally they get the blonde guy's last. He's also shot.
Yeah,
And falls off the cliff.
yeah, he's the one that kind of
Speaking of demented.
yeah, Boyd doesn't want to chase after him. Boyd knows something's weird here, and he is
This is what's that? What's like the
shirtless wonder comes out ready to do the chase and put rights to right because he's the man's man out there.
yeah, and then unfortunately he's the one who's shot and falls off a cliff because I don't know, maybe he could have
Probably could have taken
he would have given him a challenge anyway.
Yeah, he would have taken Ives.
Yeah, I think he could give him a challenge anyway. Chuck him off a cliff, like he's pretty fast.
Yeah.
But but Boyd is also holding his gun at that time.
Yeah.
And he shoots Ives.
Yeah.
Who just gets up.
Wasn't yapping or something. He doesn't seem to care. He's
Yeah.
that meat blood right through him. Yeah.
He's laughing.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
He sits up laughing at you. He shoots him. Yeah, it's one of his better choices as this character.
Yeah.
Because it gives him, and then him kind of
Playing with
do the scare gesture back and forth.
Yeah.
With him as Boyd backs towards the cliff, like, oh, what are you gonna do? It's funny to do. He was kind of just messing with him again. You could just kill him.
Yeah. The gun didn't work. But now what do you got?
Yeah. So he's making he makes all these weird choices. But anyway, and that's where about the halfway point of the movie. Yeah. As Boyd makes the choice to jump off the cliff rather than facing this man who clearly terrifies him.
Yeah, so this is I thought this was almost humorous because it reminded me a little bit of what's the guy from Texas Chainsaw Massacre rolling down the hill? I just thought like, damn, it's another motherfucker rolling down an impossibly long hill. How long is this? It tumbled and he tumbled and he tumbled. Yeah, Franklin from Texas Chainsaw. Yeah, there's a lot of tumbling in this.
Yeah, I would say this falls significantly worse though.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's a long fall.
assuming that Franklin didn't spill the pee on himself, because that might change the equation. If he covered himself in his own pits as he rolled pell mell, might change the equation.
I don't know. Some people that's just Friday night.
Yeah. Oh yeah, so he's jumped off the cliff.
Yes. So and then he's tumbling and tumbling and tumbling and tumbling.
Yeah, and the tree branches break his fall,
Yeah.
and he's able to. Though he is injured, he does survive this harrowing jump because of that. If the trees and whatnot hadn't been there, he'd be splattered. Yeah, it just splats, but all those things break his fall.
He tumbles down in and meets up with
He rolls right into the hole. He ramps right into the same hole that Reich fell into when he fell.
Well, Reich's still alive too.
He is that type.
He's really bad injured, but he's alive.
That's just really weird, demented choices. Having him try and strangle him while he's died.
Yeah.
Because he falls down and he hits, and then they cut the sinister music, and then they put it back on when he starts trying to start around it a little.
Yeah.
If I go, you're going with me.
Yeah. I liked the scenes through the tree hole under there with dead Reich and Boyd swirling.
And you have
decision to
You have Ives stalking them.
yeah.
Another great deliver from him is when he looks over the cliff, which making the classic falling noise.
So good, but it just comes out of nowhere.
And so that's like a Looney Tunes.
It is.
That line, like that wouldn't even have been a thing back then.
No.
Like the bomb sound effect when someone falls off a cliff or something. That wouldn't even have been a thing.
He was doing that in the 1860s.
No, there was no
Presumably.
no movies yet.
Yeah.
No television. Yeah, so that wouldn't even be a thing. But yeah, that's another clever choice he makes. But yeah, he's stalking them. He doesn't find them.
Nope.
And then he leaves and goes back to Fort Spencer, portraying himself. Well,
He portrays himself as Colonel Ives.
yeah, the actual Colonel. The actual Colonel Ives. I was just thinking because he impersonates the other guy, not
Right.
he's not actually impersonating Ives, he's impersonating Calhoun. Yeah. So this is just who he really is. Yeah, so I guess that takes us to the second half of the movie. This is after Boyd has sunk to cannibalism because his leg is broken and he isn't trapped in the woods. And so he decides to eat Reich to survive.
So him pushing his the bone back in and freaking roast me out.
Yeah, I love that.
The bone looks really real.
It's a good scene of the setting his bone back into his leg. I liked that.
Yeah. Pretty harrowing body horror stuff.
And then he chomps down, and now he's got super cannibal powers. Yeah.
Yeah, so now they're both cannibals, and Boyd goes back thinking he's gonna be the only one who survived this trip.
Yeah.
And Ives is also there now.
Yeah.
Ives is the person who's taking over
For
Hart.
Yeah, Hart. Yeah.
He has set it up because it's left unclear how long he was out there
Yeah.
while he ate the guy and healed up.
Yep.
It could be a week, 2 months. Yeah, who knows? Oh, he was out there eating them. The snow would keep the meat fresh.
It was. You would keep it nice, and we love our cold meat.
Oh, okay. So yeah, that's our second half of the movie now, is where everything is out in the open and they think Boy is a liar. And Martha even suspects that he is the reason
That nobody.
that came back, that he's the one who killed them.
Yeah, yeah. Well, because he's shown as being just like a dishonorable coward, right? Yeah, and he's kind of the only one from the original band that comes back. They don't recognize. This is always kind of the sticking point. I mean, George does, but does Martha not cross paths with Calhoun?
He must not. She must not.
Yeah.
Because
She was sent away to go to the village, right?
she's with Cleves.
Okay.
So those are the characters who are still around. The only one who met him was Knox.
Like he was just
But Knox fucking smashed that out of his mind like he always is. So he's like, I do recall the man wore a beard.
yeah, that's right.
He's like, all he had to do is change his facial hair a little. Yeah, change his facial hair and change his clothes. And Knox is like, I have no idea who this is.
Like Kent Superman.
Yeah, I got no
Glasses on, take the glasses off.
Yeah, no idea who that guy is anymore. But
Never met him before.
that's why the twist works, is because nobody else has this information except for him, and it's more, in some cases it seems, because he seems so unhinged now, it's easy to believe that he's the one who's lying.
Yeah,
because Dean's crazy.
He's a little sketchy.
He's the guy who made his coworker in the woods.
Yeah.
So he's a little stressed out, if you can believe it.
We've all been there.
Speaking of things I have to cut out of the episode,
We've got Knox left, the old drunk guy. We've got Martha left, the surviving indigenous woman whose brother was killed. And we've got Cleves. Those are the characters we have left who survived despite the massacre.
Right. Yeah.
So, with Calhoun, I believe that there's like 4 or 5 characters left in this movie now.
Yeah, that's what I was just counting in my head. Yeah, we've got Boyd, Ives, Martha, Knox, and Cleves. That's the one.
And then it's revealed later, Hart also.
And then Hart also.
Because we saw Hart get stabbed, but we didn't see Hart die.
That's correct.
Because the conflict kind of gets away from that spot.
Yeah, that's so equipped, right?
So he's presumed dead because you saw him get stabbed. Yeah. But it turns out that Calhoun he's Calhoun's accomplice. Because that's what Boyd says at one point to him. He says, I don't get how you got the horses. He's like, I was watching you. I know.
Right, yeah.
You couldn't have killed Cleves and the horses. And now it's because that was Hart. Who's killed next? Cleves. Who's killed next?
By his body on the roof.
Bleeding onto Martha's face.
Yeah.
She walks up, she's looking for something outside, and then she comes up and the blood's dripping on her face.
Yeah, and then at that point we're down to the 3, right?
And after
We've got a 4, yeah.
yeah, Nod's still there.
Ives and Boyd.
Yeah, so now Knox is in command, because this is still before Hart goes back.
Right.
Knox is in command, and he has Boyd basically imprisoned.
Tied up and sequestered away, yeah. I liked this quick little scene through here too with Knox, Boyd, and Ives. I thought that was pretty. It's a good chunk of scene in there.
Yeah, and we also get the commander shows up at this point, and then later on, the guy who first sent Boyd away at the beginning of the movie.
Right. Yeah.
And he's got one of my favorite random lines in the movie that I just think is so funny when he's hearing Boyd's story. This windiggy.
Yeah.
And the weird little guy twitching in the corner, twitching or whatever.
Yeah.
He's saying, "Stop doing that. I know I'm saying it wrong. I'm making a point."
Yes. Yeah, I like that.
The guy, that's just a really funny character trait that this guy's trying to
Right, and we
crowd them out. That's it.
we talked about the weird, absurd moments, and I thought that was such a weird one too. It's awesome, but it seems to
It's such a bizarre character.
It is.
Trait for this character to have. Like, you don't even need this character in.
no, right? But they kept that line, and it's like, okay, I mean, I'm happy they did, but it's just, it's kind of how this movie seems to bounce around.
It's a weird, it's a weird tone shift, back and forth throughout the movie. Yeah. But yeah, that's Knox is next to go after Howard.
I send Martha first to go get the cavalry because they arrested Boyd for murdering.
Right, yeah, Knox asks for volunteers, and obviously she's the person he's talking to. So it's basically just saying, go do it.
Yeah. And then it's Knox.
Yeah, then Knox is taken out by Hart when Hart returns.
Yes. Actually, I thought there might have been two, like a twins, Calhoun and Ives. I thought before they showed the reveal for Hart, I thought maybe that there was two of them, and you just didn't know that. Yeah, it's revealed it's Hart.
Yeah. So, that's because we also see the scene of Ives. Even for us, Ives is maybe losing it because there's the scene where he fantasizes about killing Cleves.
Ives?
Boyd.
Yeah.
He swore he's smashing him with the hammer and eating him, and while David Arquette laughs like a maniac, which is again such a choice. To have him screaming and laughing while Boyd or White's supposedly eating him, it's like, and this movie's it's just got weird shit. It's so demented. I love it. Demented is the word I've settled on that I keep back to. It's just wild, totally wild.
That is a weird one.
Also, David Arquette is a weird choice for a horror movie. Like I know he's not in the movie a lot, but when he is, he feels out of place a little bit.
Like, he was just it's because these aren't the kinds of movies you see David Arquette in, really. I mean, that's what I think it is.
I think it's weird to see him in a period piece.
Yeah, it's a classic problem you run into with like Mr. Keanu and Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Absolutely.
This man is not from Transylvania on the 1800s, and not even once. Yeah,
A modern man.
yes. So that drops us basically into the finale of the movie. The final stretch of the movie is them trying to recruit Boyd.
Yeah.
Because as Hart says, it's lonely being a cannibal.
Yeah. Well, and they mentioned that
Hard to make friends.
That's right. Is the line. Well, and they mentioned that it would be easier with more of them.
Yeah, he said the more people.
People.
That ties into before I even get to that line, there's one Ives line we've breezed past that I can't let go. It's when he says he's referring to him eating Reich in the woods, and he says he was tough, but then a good soldier ought to be.
Yes. That's such a good line.
Yeah, like I'm one of the many meat puns in this movie, cannibal meat puns. But that's that line, and then later on where we're at in the movie, he's got the line, but we don't wish to recruit everyone because enough mouths to feed. Ready?
Exactly. Yeah.
I love that when Hart's explaining it to Boyd, that he's like, oh yeah, we're gonna turn Fort Knox or
Spencer.
Fort Spencer into a cannibal hotspot because the trail goes from one spot to another
to pass through.
Yeah. They'll and more likely because of the extreme weather, they're going to stop in.
Exactly. Yeah, they're gonna catch waylaid travelers.
Yeah, they're gonna stop in, and nobody knows where they are because they're gonna be other settlers, other transient people around.
Because they're in a place where nobody's fucking going,
and anyone who's coming there, and nobody knows where they are.
Yeah.
Or if they do, they don't give a shit.
Yeah.
He also says something along the lines of we're gonna pick. Not random. We're gonna people that selectively.
We will. He said. I believe he says we will eat selectively.
Just choose the good meat.
Yeah, which is But Robert Carlyle is having the time of his life as this character, man. Just when he's not eating people, he's eating the scenery.
Yeah, he's chewing it up.
Yeah.
Sorry, before the ambush, when he's screaming, "Don't go in there! Don't go in there!" and then Boyd and Wright go in there, and he starts doing that little dance.
Yeah.
The music of that scene too is so intense, and you don't know what he's doing.
No.
He kind of just goes into like a catatonic, traumatic. You don't know what he's doing.
I knew that
he's just being so bizarre.
I feel like I knew that he was gonna betray them. I knew where it was going, but just the way he acts that out it's so fucking, like you say, with the American
Finger twist.
you just keep doing. He's doing the wiggle fingers.
Yeah, he's doing finger guns at them back and forth, and then he goes back to digging, and then he stands up and does it some more.
And he
He's like,
dances around. He's having a time.
and making weird noises and stuff.
Running back and forth to like check on them and then go back to digging. At one point he's on his hands and knees.
Like a dog. He's digging like a dog.
Yeah, I thought he was actually going to transform into like a Wendigo.
I kind of did.
But I like that they didn't have a creature. It was just a man,
Yeah, me too.
like craving
I find that
flesh.
Yeah, me too. I find that more interesting when it's a human thing than a creature feature. Yeah.
It's more, yeah, it's definitely, especially considering the kind of movie for sure that this is. Yeah. But that brings us to the final stretch of the movie. Like this is the climax, between Boyd trying not to give in, giving in, and then eventually deciding that no matter what, he has to kill Ives.
Yeah. It's the cannibal show.
Yeah.
Showdown.
Yeah, that's the part we're at, and the reason it's only them is because Hart releases Boyd out of guilt. That's how Boyd escapes the restraints.
Yes.
Hart,
Yeah.
on the promise that you will kill me. Yeah,
Yeah.
He's like, you need to do one thing before you go. I need you to kill me.
Yeah. So even though he's kind of presenting, hey, I'm with this guy, it was just a survival thing here.
And the guilt is getting to him, and he can't keep doing it.
I wondered if maybe Calhoun Ives probably like, oh, you join my crusade in cannibalism, or I kill you and eat you anyway.
I would imagine that.
Because you could see a little bit of fear when he's around.
Oh yeah, he's afraid. Yeah, there's a couple of times where Hart misspeaks, and Ives like kind of gives him a look, and you see Hart kind of knelt down, and cower, and that's funny. The last three characters of three cowards, eh?
Yeah, it's interesting. The cowards survive, I guess.
Yeah, until the end, anyway. Yeah. But that leads to the final showdown between Boyd and Ives. The characters basically what we've been waiting for this whole movie.
Except
the super powered cannibal showdown. Yeah. Where they both have superhuman strength and agility and stuff. It's fucking, man, it's one of my favorite finales to any movie ever.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I feel like that scene could have gone on for 20 minutes, and
That's exactly where if it would have been longer, that's where I would have wanted it. Yeah, I would have taken more of that because it's a big build up, and I feel like.
And then again, the music.
Yeah,
it's the music that's playing during the finale is very heavy, very intense, and sets this really menacing tone for the movie.
I would have taken more showdown time.
It's really good, but we still get a lot of cool crap in their fight scene.
Yeah.
We have another weird thing that's just Ives being a fucking weirdo is them jumping through the roof at him and screaming.
Yep. Yeah.
Like, it's like, you could have just done that. You could have just done it without making a big weird scream.
The war cry.
Yeah, it's such a weird choice.
I think the war cry made it better though. It's more intense.
Yeah. It's certainly more intense that way. But it's imagining this character as what I mean. Him deciding to do that. That he jumps through the roof at him, doing the weird, like, scary scream.
Just having fun with it, right?
Yeah, he's a very bizarre man. But yeah, we get that. We get the stabbing in the gut. There's a lot of body trauma back and forth. It's sort of like Scanners, actually. Previous episode Scanners will scan off at the end.
Scan off.
Yeah, it's just one horrible thing happening to each person, one after another.
It's a perfect trade.
Yeah, it's like chopped in the arm with an axe.
Oh, yeah.
Stabbed with a sigh. Oh no, that's a letter opener, I believe, is what that is.
I think it was a saw.
Or maybe it is a sigh. I don't know.
Because they get it from a garden.
Oh man.
Or a tool shed.
It's curved, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the sigh.
Yeah. So yeah, there's they're both getting fucked up on both sides as they fight each other throughout the fort. But listening to what Martha told him earlier, Boyd decides to set a trap for both of them.
Right, yeah.
Because he also feels that same guilt and doesn't, like, he just wants to make sure he gets rid of Ives, right? Gets rid of himself.
At any cost.
Yeah. That is his responsibility before he dies. He feels like he has to do the right thing for once.
Mm-hmm.
And stop being a fucking
now you're a coward.
Yeah,
man up and take out this guy.
Yeah.
What a gnarly way to do it. I love the
bear trap.
The lover's trap.
Seeing that. takes me back to what I mentioned before. That is another thing that I wrote in my article, is that these men die in each other's arms.
It's a sweet embrace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's laying his head on his chest.
Yeah. It is very, you're right. It's very intimate.
It's a very intimate, it's such an intimate way for them to be laying at the end of the movie.
Which, now that you bring that up, it would be a weird choice to do that without intention. Mm-hmm. So then you have to ask, what's the intention?
Yeah, that's why I think this is an element of the movie. You could argue how much of an element it is, but I think it's something that the fellow who wrote this, this Ted Griffin?
Yeah, you know what? I did notice that.
Ted Griffin wrote this movie, and I think he must have been doing, I don't know how much of the choices, because Antonia Byrd directed it, but he wrote it, so I don't know how much choices he made and how many choices she made.
Regardless of who it is, it would be a weird position to put them in as their death scene without having it be very intentional. Yeah.
Yeah, and there is a very homoerotic tension between them, their dynamic in the movie, because him trying to resist him all the time. He's basically trying to seduce him, and he's trying to resist being seduced.
He also constantly keeps selling him like, "Oh, if you don't eat me, I will. You'll die, and if you die, I'll eat you."
That's the bet. That's his final amazing line of the movie. It's, "Oh, if you die first, I'm definitely gonna eat you. The question is, if I die first, what are you gonna do?"
Yeah. And fucking icy.
And then he says, "Bon appetit."
Yeah. Icy cold, baby. Oh, that's good.
Yeah, and then he releases that death noise, the death rattle.
Yeah.
And again, the way he delivers the death rattle is very awesome. It's so good. It's long and drawn out as he succumbs and dies.
Man, that guy is so good.
I love Roland Carlyle.
The way he lets the breath escape his lungs and mouth is...
In the noise he makes, the sort of like little moan he gets into it as he's dying. Yeah, it's awesome. So it's so awesome. Future episode 28 weeks later.
Hells yes.
Another fantastic good one. Another fantastic Robert Carlyle performance where he's just playing a total maniac.
We should do that soon, because just the opening, we could do a Robert Carlyle tribute.
Oh my goodness.
To that movie?
The opening of that movie, that is one of the greatest horror openings of all time. It's
Easily.
horrendous.
Yeah.
Very stressful.
Oh man, I was so
Deeply stressed.
instantly. It's what, 5-10 minutes tops? 10 minutes tops? Oh, I was sold on that movie. That's not the ass movie is, but yeah.
Yeah, so they've passed away.
Yep.
Martha comes back
With the with other reader
with that other colonel, the enforcement folks, and unfortunately, Boyd is not successful in ending it in the end because the soup has been left, and the three guys who are there to investigate are basically going to eat the soup now. They show one of them sampling it already, the colonel guy.
Yes.
They show him sampling it and going, good stuff. Yeah. So now despite the fact that Boyd had hoped to end it, and I think that is also a massive.
So a thing.
That's also a message.
Yeah, dude.
That
Okay.
the white men are still hungry. Yeah, the white men are still hungry.
Oh, dude.
So they're just gonna keep doing this.
Yeah.
It's like
keep eating.
it's a metaphor, right?
I won't stop eating from the poison me.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Okay, cool.
And
I'm gonna watch this again.
yeah, and there's also the religious symbolism because he's got the cross on his head at the end.
Of course.
And he's also the with God. Oh yeah, the other thing they do that's really on point, aside from Toffler just being very devout, another thing that's really on point is the when George shows them the other side of the Wendigo drawing, and it's Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
And he speaks to Hart because Hart's the one who can understand George,
Right.
because he's a linguistics expert. He learns other people's languages. He talks to him after the Wendigo explanation, and then he says, "People don't still do that, do they?" And then he flips it over and says something.
You eat the bread of the...
Yeah, he's like, "You say this white man eats the body of Jesus Christ every Sunday," which is such a it's such a fuck you.
Which I did clock, because how could you not? That's very forefront. But it's funny that I would pick up on that and not some of the other things. Yeah, there's a lot more happening.
It's one of those movies, I think, that when you guys do return to it, if you return to it later, you'll see a lot more stuff. Notice more and more, because the first time you're kind of just absorbing a story.
Absolutely, and I
A
think...
lot of the time. Now, you might say some of the metaphors, but
Yeah, I think that with any movie, even when the movies are maybe a little more forward in what they're saying, I still believe that you first watched, you're just watching it. The second watch, you're digesting it. This one's definitely not maybe as outright outspoken with its messages.
Yeah, it's a lot of.
Yeah, I think
But that's something that we always come back to, and something that horror can do.
it's so good, baby.
It can go into all these weird, uncomfortable places where, considering the legacy of this country and America and many other colonial empires in the world, every empire is built on a mountain of bodies.
Something is always built on the back of others. Yeah. By our nature.
And it's kind of forcing us to reckon with that as well in a certain way.
Yeah, we gotta love the horror genre.
Oh, fantastic.
It's just a place where there's just no bars, right?
Someone should do a podcast.
Oh, it's just like
When I find out who it is, I'll let you know. Certainly not us.
someone should make them rich.
Oh, risk beyond their wildest happy.
Anyway,
Sorry, Ives does a really funny thing when they're cooking up Knox, where they're like, "Oh, he's been marinating for a long time," because it's because I'm drinking it.
And then he says, soup a la Colonel Knox.
right again, more
Another stupid cannibal.
my lies.
And then, another Ives one we have to touch on before we go to the end is him looking out with the telescope, making the 3 courses of meal as he looks at the 3 people.
Yeah.
Breakfast.
Lunch. Reinforcements.
Yeah, that's classy. Gotta love that shit.
Oh, it's so fun.
I think I'll revisit this.
I'm gonna throw this in at least my top 20 right now.
It's a great one. I'm glad you guys both enjoyed it. So while we're talking about how you enjoyed it, final thoughts?
I was just gonna say, I think that might be my final thought. My final thought is, you know what? I think I should watch this one more time.
No, that's good.
No.
That's a good place to be.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, I enjoyed it the first time for just kind of watching it what it was. Yeah, it might be a little slow moving. I didn't think it was so much so that I noticed it while I was watching it. It's not an action-packed movie, nor does it need to be. I just really enjoyed it. I mean, so many of the movies we watched, how would I not enjoy it? We're picking some of our best, except for maybe...
Except for Brady.
Brady and starting at the bottom of the list, working up.
Hey, I worked my way up.
Yeah.
We refer to Brady as the Drake of this podcast. He started at the bottom, now he's here.
No, he's...
I wasn't in a wheelchair.
No.
Not yet, motherfucker. Give it time. Keep bringing up Stay Alive. Wait, this is the first episode I didn't bring up Stay Alive. Holy shit, I like this movie that much that I didn't bring up.
Didn't even stay alive.
It's gonna have to cut this bit just so it stays up.
Yeah, I will. No, that's fine. We're good. Yeah, so sorry, Brady, you were on. That was, I think you were on.
What is it? What's there not to say about this movie? Like, when I first played the movie, I thought it was gonna be a straight war movie, and that was it. It was gonna be it's just another generic horror war movie, and that went to something completely different.
Yeah, I love every mash vampires. Yeah, cannibals. It's like 3 different kinds of horror movie all at once.
I did that. Yeah.
I laughed. I felt emotions for all the characters. I was like, holy shit. Yeah, or like it is so deep with all these characters.
They're likable and they're interesting and they're all very deeply flawed, strange people.
The only one that I actually laughed at his initial death was Hart, just because of the actual actor. Like, I thought seeing him get messed up was funny as hell. Yeah.
Because, you know that he's kind of a despicable...
a monster.
Yeah, a despicable person.
That's my final thought, so.
Michael, maybe you've seen this 40 times. What, if I could ask, not just what your final thoughts are, but what is it that draws you to this so much that you've watched it so many times?
I think it's just the really perfect mix where a horror comedy is actually quite funny. Yeah. And it's actually really funny. Yeah. Genuinely makes me laugh out loud multiple times watching this.
Totally, me too.
Lot of chuckling. But also the sense of dread. And the music. My God, the music. I only write down who did the music if I think they did something really special. And I think these guys are doing something really special here.
Wholeheartedly agree. The banjo music, as much as it's like, I mean, it stands out on purpose. It's counterintuitive to the film on purpose.
And the fiddle music at the end.
And what I mean by that is not the banjo and the fiddle are perfect for this time period. It's what they're doing with them that doesn't fit the theme of
how sometimes it's so goofy, and other times it's terrifying. Where just the music alone is enough to put you on edge.
Yeah, sure. Where what you said is correct. It is a film filled with dread, especially leading up to the ambush outside of the cave. You don't really know what's going on just yet.
Yeah, and the fact that they hold that twist for the first half, you think this is, one movie, you think this is the movie where they're gonna go fight the cannibal guy in the forest?
Yeah.
And that's just the first half of the movie.
Yeah, that's not even the beginning.
The second half of the movie is them back at the base and the confrontation, the escalation between these two characters who are looking at this horrible thing they've done in two very different ways.
Yeah, no, it's dope. Big fan.
Yeah, I think it's just the tone. It's like the Army of Darkness, Evil Dead 2. Yeah. Well, not Army of Darkness, more Evil Dead 2 in this case, because Evil Dead 2 is still kind of scary and unsettling. By the time we get to Army of Darkness, it's basically just a joke.
It's just a joke, which is
Like, there's nothing scary in Army of Darkness.
Yeah, I think
Just lots of skeleton brains.
so say that. Yeah, or the evil version of Ash that gets his face ripped off.
Who's also funny.
Is he really? No, he's hilarious.
Yeah, so.
Yeah.
It's because Bruce Campbell's both. I'm sure you guys already knew that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bruce Campbell's amazing.
He's actually playing both characters. Once I found that out, that he also plays the other one, I'm like, this makes so much more sense now. Because I was always like, who's the other guy who's playing so good? Oh, it's right.
Weird looking Bruce Campbell.
I always thought I wondered if it was like a suit actor and then he VO'd the character, but no, it's actually him. He just plays both.
Yeah, they just put all the crap on him. Get all the shit.
Too much of fucking shit on me.
He doesn't even want to be around anymore, but he came back from the dead anyway.
The chin kills. Ice kill, Angeli. I love that. Yeah, one of my favorites. I can't not quote all of that. It's my favorite one.
Okay, so So do you want to do
I know what I'm gonna pick. Yeah. And we got Thursdays of Night, just powers. So that's what I'm gonna do.
There's a theme with this podcast. A lot of vampire movies.
Well, I like to bounce it from what you guys have picked when I can.
Okay, yeah.
What's really cool about that is it's also a vampire movie where people are stuck in a snow place and they can't get out.
That's what I mean. I like to bounce it off of what.
Yeah, that's on my list as well. So I'm quite pleased.
Yeah.
I'm quite pleased. As you may have noticed, I have a bit of a penchant for vampire movies.
Oh yeah,
I think this is like the third or fourth vampire. Oh yeah.
I'm a huge fan as well. I think 30 Days of Night is so fucking good. I watched it somewhat recently, so I'm pumped for it. Yeah. But yeah, if you bounce it to me, that's my pick.
So 30 Days a Night, of course, is the Josh Hartnett movie where the people are trapped in Alaska during the time of the year when there's no sunlight and some vampires decide to attack. And yeah, there's no way out.
And the iciest cold line ever is dropped in this fucking film.
Ooh, yeah. You know exactly which one you're talking about, and we'll
gush over.
We'll gush over it when we get there. But until then, we'll see you in
7 days.
And until then,
Keep your eyes open.
and we're out.